Hello everyone, I'm Dyani, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be how to get a job. So I personally really love filming these how-to videos. I feel like, I don't know, I just love kind of trying to break down something that seems so difficult to do. So if you like these types of videos, give this a thumbs up and don't forget to comment and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's just jump right into this video. Alright, so honestly, getting a job is pretty difficult because, at least for me, it was really hard to kind of get a job. I've been hired 3 times. I got hired at Hollister, but I never got any hours because my availability was all over the place, so I don't like knock them for that. So I just kind of like quit, and then I got a job at Sears. So I worked there temporary for like seasonal for the Christmas Black Friday type of time, and then they let me go when that was over. And then I recently, I think 3 weeks ago, I got hired at a supermarket. So I personally understand how hard it is to get a job as a teenager or as a 18-year-old fresh out of high school. This is going to be geared more towards like part-time jobs just because that's what I have experience in. But yeah, let's just get right in. So first things first is you want to create a resume. When I created my resume, my psych teacher had this whole resume building like section of class for us. So he showed us a resume template website. So I'll try to put that right here and kind of do like the whole screen, we'll figure it out. So on that website, you can just kind of choose your template and you can choose whichever one you want. I chose a really simple one. It's really important to have a nice looking resume. My psych teacher had told us it's all about, I think, the 2-sentence rule. So when you have a resume, you want to make sure that you kind of do like, if I say the wrong word, I'll put it right here, but it's the summary or something, the summary about yourself. So you kind of want to put like two sentences in about yourself that you're like motivated or things like that will kind of catch the recruiter's attention. Another thing with a resume is you kind of want to put everything that you're involved in. There might be things that are like, I don't want to put that in, that doesn't seem too important. But if you were in leadership, if you started a club, if you were a camp counselor, if you had any other jobs, you want to put that on there. So past experience doesn't have to be a paying job. It can be any job that you had leadership in, or you had like if you worked, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be a paid job, which is something that I think a lot of us think of when we think of past experience. So on my resume, I put that I was the captain of the dance team, I was in leadership, I put of course my time at Sears. But yeah, and then if you're still in high school, you want to put your high school, the year that you're going to graduate. If you were enrolled in college, don't put your high school, put your college, your expected graduation date, your major, all of that. So your resume is super important because it's basically what the recruiters are going to see. So you want to make sure that it's nice and pretty and has all your information so they can contact you from there. So resumes are important. Number 2, once you have your resume, you want to start looking for jobs online. Just don't go on websites that will pop up when you put jobs in blank city. Like you should go to the company websites specifically because you're going to have the specific direct information from that company. You should put like the store and then careers. So if you want to work for Target careers, or you can go to the store's homepage. So just put on Target and then scroll all the way down and it should have a little careers thing at the bottom. So you want to go directly to the careers tab. And once you see the jobs, you want to make sure that you meet most of the requirements. So if there's an age requirement, if you have to be 18, and you're not 18, then don't even apply. And I know this is just, it's the worst thing ever. I know I went through it because I have a late birthday. I don't turn 18 until June, so I really couldn't have a lot of the jobs or apply for a lot of the jobs. But there's going to be questions. If there's a question that says, are you 18 years or older, and you put no, then you're not even going to be put into the system because they're already going to like weed you out that way. However, if you're about to turn 18, then I would put yes, because that's what I did for a lot of my applications. I think I was applying, May, and I figured, by the time they see my application, I'll probably already be 18, so I just put that I was 18. That way my application wasn't like weeded out. However, if you do just want to put in your application, people that are not 18 that work there, then just put it in. It won't hurt. But I found that if you have to be 18 to work there, and you're not 18 when you're applying, they probably won't even look at your application. But That's just how it is. And there's places that do hire people that aren't 18. Once you find the careers page, the next step is to put in your application. So this is really basic information. It's kind of just your name, your address, like your social security number. So if you don't know your social, you should probably memorize it. And then they'll ask you to put in your resume with the online application. And then from there, sometimes they do questionnaires, sometimes they do you agree with these statements, like just different things. So sometimes applications can take 10 minutes, sometimes they can take like 30 minutes. Okay, so tip number 4 would be to call or go in store after you put in your application. This definitely helps to call. I personally applied to a lot of stores in the mall, so I just thought, well, I'm gonna just go to the mall and I'm just gonna give my resume in person and just make sure I can talk to the manager, introduce myself, you just go, you say, hi, can I talk to your manager? Or is your manager here? You have your resume in hand and you say, hi, my name is blank. I just recently applied for this position. I wanted to just say hi in person and just say that I'm really interested in the position, and then hand them your resume. And then I would call and say, hi, can I talk to your manager? And if they don't, I think a lot of times if they can't, if the manager's busy, they'll ask to take your name. I don't trust that, so when they would do that, I would call back like an hour later and then see if I could talk to the manager. It just makes you look better if you can be there in person and you can introduce yourself and they know that you really, really want the job. And then 5, if you do eventually get a call from them and you get past all of these steps, then you get to interview. So if you want me to do a separate video on interviewing, let me know, because there's a lot of stuff that can be said about this topic. You want to seem professional, so of course get dressed up, make sure you look nice. For a lot of places, it's very safe to say to dress formally, dress nice, because you want to make a good first impression. What else? And then just treat it like, yes, it's very important and you have to be professional, but you also want to make sure that they see your personality. For the interviews, just be confident in yourself. Try to answer all the questions. Try not to take too long of a time to answer and too short of a time to answer. So there's just a lot of things that go into this. So I'll probably be making another video about interviews just so it's a little more in depth, but interviews are probably the most important part of your application process for a job, because they just kind of want to see who you are, how you are in person, and how you're going to deal with their customers. So yeah, that's basically it. So one more time, we'll go through everything. So tip number 1, create your resume. 2 is look up the career pages for the places you want to work. 3 is put in your application. And then 4 is go in store or call. And then 5 is go to your interview and hopefully you will be hired. I don't know, I just think for me personally, I got lucky for the job that I have currently because my friend works there and she told me, hey, they're doing interviews right now, go in and interview and apply. It's nice if you have a friend that works there, I think, kind of, because they kind of are on the ins and they can tell you what's happening. I understand getting a job is really hard and it's something that like we all have to eventually do, but once you finally get the job, it seems like you just feel relieved. But yeah, that's the video on how to get a job. I hope it was helpful in any way, shape, or form. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see that separate video on interviewing, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. And I have more how-to videos if you want to watch those as well. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.